In this video, we will look into the key words of the Heart Sutra. This is a continue from the previous video, Who Are We? It's best if you watch that video first, it will make more sense. In 2014, Thầy Thích Nhất Hạnh cross-checked the Chinese and the Vietnamese version to the original Sanskrit of the Heart Sutra. He found a missing link. In 2019, Zen Master THÍCH TUỗi HảI also mentioned the missing key words in the Chinese and the Vietnamese translation, upon checking with the Sanskrit version that dated back to the 7th century, currently kept in Tokyo Museum. Because the Vietnamese version was translated from the Chinese, they are the same. And because of these missing key words, it has been very hard for us to understand. And so if we've been learning the Heart Sutra, let's open our heart to the truth. If we've been learning the old Chinese version or the Vietnamese version, we might not like to hear that there are missing key words in this translation. Do remember, the sutras say that all phenomena are illusion. Anything that has words, sounds, image are all illusion, not real. The ultimate truth has no word, no image, no sounds, no language. Nothing can express its true meaning. So whether it's Chinese, Vietnamese, or Sanskrit, they are just a tool, pointing us to something beyond this world that cannot be described by language. So let's listen to the English version, not from our past understanding. Let's listen freshly, not comparing, not trying to understand anything. Just let the words and the image flow through, being the observer. We are listening to the story of Avalokitesava talking to Sariputra, explaining the fundamental emptiness, voidness of all phenomena of human existence. And before we do that, let's get ourselves grounded. Let's take a deep breath into our body and feel our body expanding. And breathing out, letting go of everything that's on our mind. And bring our awareness to our heart. And listen from our heart. The moment Avalokitesava, the noble awakened being, the naturally free and unobstructed seeing one, deeply immersed in the perfect or transcendent wisdom, he thoroughly penetrated all 5 avagays, had a lucid, direct knowing of the intrinsic essence as being void. Oh, Sariputra, in this very vivid presence, form is exactly void. Void is exactly form. Form is not different from void. Void is not different from form. That which is form is void. That which is void is form. The same is exactly true of sensation, perception, mental formation, and consciousness. O Sariputra, in this very vivid presence, all phenomena clearly emerge from voidness, unborn, unceasing, immaculate, untainted, perfectly whole and complete. Thus, Sariputra, in this state of voidness, there is no form, no sensation, no perception, no mental formation, no consciousness, no eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind, no form, sound, smell, taste, touch, and object of mind. No realm of eye consciousness up to no realm of mental consciousness. No knowledge, no ignorance. No extinction of knowledge and no extinction of ignorance. Up to no aging and death. And no extinction of aging and death. no suffering, origination, cessation, and path, no wisdom, and no attainment. Therefore, the awakened one is being vividly and spontaneously present, just as the perfect or transcendent wisdom. Mind is free from obscuration. Because mind is devoid of obscuration, there is no fear. Gone beyond confusion, delusion, he brings the ultimate transcendent state to perfect completion. All Buddhas of the three times ever been vividly present as the perfect, all transcendent wisdom. Perfectly complete the fruition of unexcelled, true and perfect enlightenment. Therefore, Prajñāpāramitā should be known as the great wisdom, the wisdom of great awakening, the unsurpassable wisdom, the unparalleled wisdom, transcending all delusional suffering, ever truthful, undeceptive. Thus to speak of the perfect or transcendent wisdom is to be vividly present as the realm of perfect truth. Gone, gone, gone beyond, gone utterly freely beyond, perfectly awakened, Swaha. Herein, the core essence of the perfect or transcendent wisdom is thus fulfilled. We've heard the statement, the truth will set us free. Realizing the truth of our existence, the roots of human creation will set us free. And the Heart Sutra reveals that truth. I first came across the Heart Sutra in 2018 by a cartoon video on YouTube, and it stirred the interest. So I started to listen to many teachers teaching the Heart Sutra, start learning and understanding the 5 advocates and how they impact and control our life mentally, emotionally. And as the more I learn, there is a strong desire to find out the mysterious message in the Heart Sutra. 2022, I came across the teaching of Zen Master THÍCH TUệ HảI. And his teaching is very different from all the previous teachers because he speaks from a place of someone already touched stillness, touched emptiness. So it's very easy to connect to and easy to understand. This is the version of the Heart Sutra in one of his books. The first paragraph is the introduction. The next few paragraphs is explaining, expanding of the 5 advocates and is interconnected with our life and how they impact our life, creating fear. When we have a direct experience of emptiness, of voidness, then all the fear disappears and we experience whole and complete. And then the last paragraph is the conclusion. Right in the introduction paragraph, there is the key word, direct knowing. And this is the most important word, because through our direct knowing that we have a direct experience of what voidness, emptiness, stillness is. In the body of the sutra, the following paragraphs, in each of the paragraphs, it begins with the key words of in this very vivid presence. And this is very important. It's emphasized that in the state of emptiness, of presence, that we realize emptiness is form, form is emptiness, void is form, form is void. When we experience being vividly and spontaneously present, all the fear disappeared. And so we experience the state of perfect completion. So the whole Heart Sutra is describing the state of someone have already touch emptiness. The whole Heart Sutra is speaking about someone in the state of stillness, that you realize that there's no body, no sounds, no image, no emotion, no suffering, no birth, no death. The Heart Sutra serves as a purpose to inspire us that when we are able to touch emptiness, touching stillness, touching the untouchable, we experience freedom, wholeness, completeness. Because of the missing key words, it creates a misunderstanding. And so after we learn of the Heart Sutra, some of us try to go out and live as if we have no body, no emotion, no mind. And then we feel disempowered that we can't do it. And we say, this doesn't make any sense. After we understand the true message in the Heart Sutra, our next step is to look into the 5 Avagates. How the 5 Avagates impact our life, mental, emotional, physically, and how they arise from within ourselves. There is a most wonderful way to help us to directly overcome grief and sorrow, and pain and anxiety. This way is the 4 foundation of awareness, mindfulness. The 4 foundation of awareness, mindfulness, guide us to observe and aware of our body, our feeling, our mind, the phenomena, how they rise within and its origination. And having observing the emotion, the mental formation arise from within ourselves, they dissipate. And this clear out the space within ourselves for clarity, for wisdom, for realization to come through. Over time, we'll be able to directly experience emptiness, formlessness. While we study the Heart Sutra, we start to have the understanding that we are many, but we are one. And this can be shown through the mirror effect. One person can create many images through the arrangement of the mirrors. And this gives us the direct understanding of how the Creator manifests itself into many forms. This light spiral represents emptiness, of nothingness. From emptiness and nothingness, the Creator manifests itself into many forms that can be seen, hear, touch. And so we say everything that in the mirror, everything that reflected, everything that created by the Creator is impermanence, is a game environment. And through this understanding, our approach to life start to have a small changes. For example, when seeing people's success, I would feel disempowered, like I'm not good enough compared to them. Because at that point, I only had the intellectual understanding of the Heart Sutra. It doesn't live through us, so we need to remind ourselves that He is another copy, another version of myself, another image in the mirror. Having remind myself this message, the emotional dissipates. Whereas in the past, 15 years ago, there was no awareness, so that the emotion would go on for days or weeks. As I have more understanding over the years, I started to remind myself. And when I reminded myself, the emotional reduced. In the past, I would react and get emotional for 1 week. When that same situation arises, after one day, I would remember we are many, but we are one. And so this reminder helped to dissolve the emotional, the delusional misconception that I'm not good enough. when we directly realize, we directly experience formlessness, our vastness self. That's when we actually embody. That's when the message starts to live inside us. Like our true nature starts to rise within us. Before that point, until that happened, the ego is still running the show. After a small taste of the direct experience of emptiness, of formlessness, spaciousness in 2023, the disempowered message of I'm not good enough no longer there, and I no longer compare myself to other people. Another aspect that I implement is remind myself each day that I'm inside the game environment. Each day, such as while walking to work or standing in the queue in the shopping center, I reminded myself I'm inside the game environment. This is not real. This reminder helped me to not get dragged into all the dramas around us, right or wrong, win and lose. Similar to being a tourist. So when we travel to new place, there's that fresh eye of looking at things. Everything is beautiful. Love is in the air. And we lose the seriousness, the attachment, because we know we are only passing by. So life feels lighter. When I feel challenged, emotional, I ask myself, who am I? Asking and not waiting for a response, but observe within to return to the pure awareness. And we experience like a space open up, our view expanded, and we'll be able to see the situation in a different light, different perspective, non-self. And so life becomes more peaceful. Zen Master THÍCH TUệ HảI shared that the process of returning to our true nature, to living our true self through the direct experience, happen in many stages. The first time, it might go for less than a minute. During this time, we experience like time stop. The second time, it might go for a few minutes. The third time, it might go for a few hours. The fourth time, it might go for a few days. At each stage, our consciousness is being recalibrated, so our awareness is sharper. As our awareness strengthens within, we spontaneously aware of our thought as it arises, and we able to stop before we react, before we respond, before we speak, before we get angry. And therefore, at this point, we stop creating new negative deed. He said that in history, there was a monk, while eating, he was frozen, and when he could move again, the food in front of him has already changed color and started to rot. So indicate he has been in that position for a few days. Similarly, in our current time, a lady while doing walking meditation with a group of people, and she was frozen for hours. Afterward, she shared that while standing there, she's still aware of everything happening around her, people moving around her, but she could not move. And despite being standing in the sun, she didn't feel hot and there was no sunburn. Zen Master THÍCH TUệ HảI reassured that while we are frozen in that state, no one can harm you, no one can move you. Like even a few people together come and try to move your hand, they cannot. So the body is being protected by some invisible field that no one and nothing can disturb it.